The New York Giants are not supposed to look this dangerous in August, but something feels different this year. Preseason football is usually slow, simple, and forgettable, yet the Giants have turned it into a statement. A team that was mocked for lacking answers suddenly looks loaded with energy, firepower, and depth. The buzz isn't just about one rookie or one veteran. It is about a roster that feels alive in a way New York fans have been begging for. Nobody saw this sudden shift coming, and that is exactly why it has people on edge. Look closer, and you'll see why the hype is building so fast. Explosive plays are coming from everywhere, whether it is a rookie receiver fighting through tight coverage, a veteran quarterback uncorking a perfect deep ball, or a young tight end racing downfield like a wideout. This is not the same stale offense from last year. The Giants are showing balance, speed, and creativity, and it has forced the question of whether this preseason run is a small tease or the early signs of a genuine breakthrough. But here is the twist that makes the story irresistible. For all the weapons New York has gathered, it still comes down to who is running the offense when the season begins. Two very different quarterbacks stand at the center of this drama, and every decision about receivers, tight ends, and the run game connects back to them. Before we get into that heated quarterback debate, we need to break down the supporting cast that has turned this offense into something Giants fans haven't seen in years. But before we get into that, hit that like and subscribe button for more Giants and all the NFL content. Let's aim for 500 likes on this video. The New York Giants just unlocked something on offense that opponents will not enjoy, and it starts with fresh hands and fresh legs all over the field. Second-year wideout, Malik Neighbors bends coverages even when he is managed in camp. Tight end like Theo Johnson opens lanes after the catch, and Greg Dulcich threatens the seam with clean routes that feel built for big moments. Add in Daniel Bellinger for the dirty work and the picture shifts fast. This group suddenly looks fast, layered, and hard to predict. The wideouts add a different kind of pressure. Bo Collins stretches space on the outside and forces safeties to think twice. Wan'Dale Robinson snaps into soft spots when timing is right. Jalen Hyatt flashes burst on stops. And Darius Slayton gives steady answers when the play needs a grown-up catch. The tight ends tie it all together. A screen to Theo Johnson turned into 30 yards of momentum because the design and effort matched the talent. And that is the kind of play that tilts a drive without asking the quarterback to force anything. Here is the twist. All these pieces only matter if the rhythm caller turns them into points. The structure is in place, the weapons are ready, and the tempo is hinting at something bigger. Now the lens shifts to the young passer who changed the feel of this unit in a hurry. Next, we break down Jackson Dart, the poise, the decisions, and why his preseason tape sparked a real question. The New York Giants just watched a rookie quarterback turn safe plays into momentum and quiet practice notes into noise you can feel. Jackson Dart worked the Bills with 12 of 19 and then carved the Jets with 14 of 16 for a touchdown through the air and another on a sneak. He finished that second game with 13 straight completions to 6 receivers, the kind of steady rhythm that flips a sideline from curious to convinced that the kid can run a huddle. Here is what changed the conversation. Dart reached his spot and fired in less than 2.3 seconds, a veteran pace that removes hits and lifts the line. He was perfect behind the line of scrimmage at 9 of 9, efficient in the short area at 12 of 14, and selective downfield with 4 of 7 in the intermediate and 1 of 3 on deep shots. The numbers told the story of smart design and clean execution. Against Buffalo, his average throw was 6.6 yards downfield, rising to 9.9 when screens were removed. Against the Jets, it dropped to 4.1 yards, with 78% of his yards coming after the catch. That is not empty short passing. It is a plan carried out on time with eyes up and decisions made the right way. But here is the twist that raises the stakes. Preseason lets a rookie prove he belongs. It does not answer every question you face in September when disguises and pressure come fast. The roster now owns speed and size at every spot, which means the next decision is about the best pilot for Week 1. Up next, the veteran case for Russell Wilson and why his calm, his deep touch, and his command might be the right bridge from promise to points. The New York Giants have a veteran who still bends games when the lights come on, and the surprise is how calm it looks. Russell Wilson does not chase noise, he erases it. He moves defenders with his eyes, layers throws into tight windows, and keeps the ball away from danger when a drive hangs in the balance. Nobody expected this much polish in August, yet his touch outside the numbers and timing on play action feel like a steady drumbeat that makes the field smaller for a defense. Here is what raises the stakes. Pre-snap control matters when the bullets fly, and Wilson lives there. He flips protections, changes splits, and finds the matchup that turns second and long into third and short. 2-minute drives demand trust. Red zone snaps demand patience. and he brings both without slowing the tempo of a young group that wants to run. That veteran rhythm does not mute the rising stars, it gives them clean chances to finish drives without forcing the hero throw. But here is the twist that leads to the next question. A veteran plan only works if the front holds and the ground game keeps defenses honest. One interior move could change the pocket, and a burst runner can flip field position before the quarterback even needs to test a safety. The next part breaks down the line and the run game, and why that balance might be the key that unlocks everything. The New York Giants change the feel of the pocket with muscle up front, and it starts with trust in the first step. Andrew Thomas steadies the left side, Evan Neal inside brings real push in tight spaces, and John Michael Schmitz sets clean calls that calm the noise before the snap. One snap at a time, the pocket looks clearer, the launch points look smarter, and the offense finally plays on schedule instead of chasing chaos. The backs make that structure matter. Devin Singletary reads blocks with patient feet, turns small seams into steady gains, and keeps the offense ahead of the chains without forcing risk. Dante Miller adds a different gear, a burst that punishes tired fronts and stretches angles when the edge is even slightly soft. Quick screens to the tight ends feel like run plays that hit faster, and when the line wins early, the whole plan opens, play action pulls safeties, and spacing tilts in favor of the quarterback. But here is the twist that decides real games. Balance only pays off if the defense returns the favor with field position and timely stops. If the front can squeeze rushing lanes and the corners close windows, these short fields turn into points before the clock can fight back. Next, we break down the defense, who flashed, who stabilized the back end, and why those pieces could turn a good script into a winning one. The New York Giants defense just sent a message without their biggest anchor in the middle. Even with Dexter Lawrence managed, the front still flashed real bite. Brian Burns rushed with purpose, Kayvon Thibodeau squeezed the edge, and rookie Abdul Carter closed space so fast that third downs felt shorter than the chains said. It was not noise or empty hustle. It looked like a group that can tilt field position when it matters. The back end matched that tone. Cordale Flott fought through the hands of Garrett Wilson and turned a throw into a pass breakup, and quarterbacks produced a rating of 39.6 when they tried him that night. Undrafted rookie Makari Page found the football for an interception, which is the exact type of play that changes a sideline and a depth chart. Deonte Banks stayed on a careful plan, and it showed that the staff is thinking long view with a young corner who can erase space when he is right. Here is where the story tightens. A defense that steals possessions needs an offense that cashes them in, and that brings us to the plan for the quarterbacks. The room has veterans and a rookie with momentum, and the coaches have been building different answers for different moments. So here is the question for you. Who should be under center when the lights come on? The veteran Wilson or the rookie Dart? Which playmaker do you trust most to change a game? Malik Neighbors, Collins, or Theo Johnson? And most importantly, how far can this Giants team go if the quarterback call is right? Drop your answers in the comments, grade the QB room, and tell me if this is the year the New York Giants finally break through.